Good evening. My name is Karen Harding and I'm a criminal defence lawyer in Auckland. I would like to present to you Chapter 2. My paper is titled Re-engineering Rural Justice in New Zealand, Problem-Solving Justice in Action, a Charter Court Solution for Opotiki and Tūhoe. This is draft 45. Chapter 2. The Nature of Rural Crime, an Overview. Rural and remote communities are all unique, reflective of their geographic isolation. They share common characteristics of small population size, physical isolation from other communities, lack of economic diversification, limited employment opportunities, a weak and declining economic base, high production and servicing costs, with a limited range of public and private services. Despite a trend of urbanisation, there are large populations of Indigenous peoples living in rural and remote areas that face structural disadvantage and significant social problems. There is a link between crime and victimisation, and intergenerational trauma, overcrowded housing, domestic and family violence, witnessing violence, literacy, and excessive alcohol consumption. A. Farm and dishonesty. Crime. Crime in rural communities can devastate families. Ewan MacDonald was charged with the murder of his brother-in-law, arson, willful damage, poaching prize stags, killing cattle, and emptying a neighbour's milk vat. MacDonald was acquitted on the murder charge. He pleaded guilty to the other offences. The offending traumatised two families and caused significant financial loss to neighbours and generated community-wide fear and fielding. MacDonald was only identified as the offender in relation to the farm crimes during the murder investigation. Typical rural crimes can include thefts of farm equipment, livestock, produce, fuel, poaching, illegal refuge, vandalism, dumping, and petty theft. A single theft can impact on the livelihoods of families with flow-on effects on the economy. B. Driving offences. The Eastern Bay of Plenty ranks badly in drink drive statistics due to their geography, lack of public transport, and a culture of overindulgence in alcohol. The Bay of Plenty is the second worst area for drink drive prosecutions behind Counties Manukau. The majority of the offenders are male Maoris. A 60-month analysis of the reconviction patterns of offenders managed in the community found that 70% of disqualified drivers reoffended. A study of reconviction patterns of released offenders over 48 months found that 54% of disqualified drivers and 34% of drink drivers were re-imprisoned. Disqualified drivers who were sentenced to imprisonment tend to be persistent offenders with extensive criminal histories who are typically concurrently convicted of other offences such as car conversion, drink driving, theft, burglary, or violence. Current policing initiatives include operating drink driving campaigns involving multi-agency and road policing operations. Operation Declutch is being trialled in the Bay of Plenty. Police are targeting high-risk drink drivers, visiting in their homes and their workplaces. C. Drug offending. Socially disorganised rural areas with weak economies can be ideal for concealing methamphetamine